Okay, Good Life Riders, been wanting to do a video of editing on the tablet for a while, but I'm going to show you a little bit initially. So this is an Insta360 ONE X2, and on the side here is the on-off button. On the other side you have your charging cord, also where you can plug in your, get my finger out of the way, also so you can plug in the mic adapter or the new SD card adapter goes into there. Then here is where you have your battery, and down in here is where your SD card is. I gotta get an SD card to put in here. But one thing I want to tell you about this, so like if you're using the mic adapter and you want to use it, it hooks in there, and I'll show you here in a bit. But what you do is you take this off, and there is a little notch on there. It fits right in that hole. So you got to kind of keep this, otherwise your unit is totally exposed and it's not waterproof. So you put this on for it to be waterproof. Okay, so we have our SD card. I use 128 gig ones. That gives me a couple of hours worth of video in 360. And then you just slide it into there and it slips down into the notch. And then there's one way that the battery goes in. If you notice, there's a little bit of a offset to the battery. The offset goes to the side where the SD card is, and then they clip in. And if you notice there, this has to be completely up without seeing the orange. That way you know it's latched. And then you come over here and you turn it on. And then from there you can record. I generally run with my camera off, and then I will just push the button and it starts recording, and you can set that up in the settings. But today what I want to show you is connecting this to a tablet. Oops. Yes, join that. Tap. And you can see there it is, it didn't like that. It didn't like the connection there, so now it's reconnecting. We have connected now, and we tap on the albums down at the bottom, and there it brings up the different footage that we have on the camera. If you notice here, you can switch between stuff that you've downloaded or from your camera or all. It's set at all right now, and if you notice, I have some different footage from different dates. And we will zoom in here, and I will show you that each of these, zoom nicely, are different amounts of time. That one looks like it's 6:23. I don't know. I can't see. 4, 10, 11 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these longer ones, this 11-minute video. I'm going to grab it. You tap on it and then it connects. And I'm going to show you the way that I go through and edit. So if I'm going to edit something, if you notice when you bring it in initially, it's a little stuttery. So what I will do is I will go down here to trim. I'll kind of scroll through it to a place where I know the footage that I'm wanting to get, I think, and figure out where my time frame is. I'll watch on my bottom down here, so I know where my time frame is. And okay, let's say this is where I want to start. So I'm going to mark that as that's about 1:19 into the video footage. So then what I'm going to do is I will move here, and I will move to, we'll go to 1:09. I don't want to do that because then I'm sitting at the light. So I'm going to go past that, past sitting at the light. And we'll go to here where we're turn right as we get ready to turn. And then what I'll do is I only want to work with a short video footage for like TikTok. And so I'm going to take and trim this so that I only have a minute's worth of footage. Now the challenging thing is, notice it is only giving me the number amounts. It doesn't give me how long my footage is. And that's a deal with Apple, the way that it works on the Apple. On my phone, it will actually give me what my lengths are. So I have to go here and see I'm at about 426. And then here, if I want a full minute, I'm going to go to 526. So you kind of have to play with it to get it set. And then you bring that in. And then as you can see, I've got approximately a minute 17. So now when I'm in my footage, I will go back to the beginning of the footage here. And then what you can do is you set keyers by tapping on the screen where the little plus sign is, and then it allows you to set up how you want your setup to be. It also allows you to adjust your viewfinder. I've never really used that very much. I don't like how it works. And then you can also move around the screen just by moving your finger. You can pitch in, you can pull out, and then you want to hit the update keyframe and see how it moved where my little center point is. And then you just go along your footage. I'll make a keyer there again so it stays the same. Then I'm going to come to this spot and I'm going to change to a tiny planet. And notice our tiny planet was a little off there. So we're going to rechange that now. Remember, notice when I made that change, see where my keyframe is down here by my fairing? But it goes back. So you have to reset that keyframe by there, and then I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to reset my keyframe again, and notice it goes dark, so you know that it's not, you don't need to update that. So then I'm going to scroll along a little bit more. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to go a little further, and I'm going to bring it back to a wide view. Update my keyframe. And that's how you move along. You continue to move along that way. There's a lot of other things you can do. If I can get the glare out of it. There's a lot of other things that you can do across the bottom here. Come on, focus. From changing your speed to a multi-view. But you can also change your filters. And there's tons and tons of filters that it gives you to change your view. If you have a dark day, you can make it shinier, and you can see how you can change those just by swiping across the screen. It changes to a different filter, and then it changes how that view looks. I'm going to cancel the filter. Okay, we got it back to normal, and the reason it was acting so weird is because it was trying to give me a tutorial. That's one thing it'll do is you're using some of these things. The first time you use them, it'll have you go through a tutorial. So, but there are lots of other options on here, but that's the basics of how you would do an edit. And there you can see as I play it, as I scroll through it, it kind of sets up how the view is going to look when I export it. Then when you go to export, you come up here to the top and you hit export. Then down at the bottom here, it gives you a bunch of options. You can do either export. You can export out the flat. You can export out a 360. You can export out to all these different places. You can use the custom setting for the export. or you can use the auto or the custom. We're just going to export this out to our album, and it'll go through that export process, and then it allows you to go back in and do more editing. So that's the way that I edit quickly on the iPad or a tablet or anything that's Apple. I will come back next week and we will show you how to edit on Android. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and until next time, keep the sunny side up, keep the rubber side down. Have an utterly awesome day.